I had something kind of cool happen to me recently. I had some of my puffin footage aired on ITV on a show called Love Your Weekend with Alan Tishmarsh. And if you're outside the UK, that probably means nothing. This is aside the point. I'll put a link in the description for the link to the episode if you want to watch it. It's like an hour and 1 minute in. It's just some B-roll footage of puffins where they're reading a poem over it. But I just thought it was kind of cool. I thought I'd share. If you're wondering why we're sitting here in the grass, I was out shooting birds, or trying to, and I found all these purple flowers, which I'm not a botanist or anybody who knows anything about flowers, but if you know what these are, let me know. I thought they were really cool looking, and there's bees flying around them, and it was a good opportunity to kind of shoot something different. I've been sitting out here for like an hour now just shooting bees. Something I love about photography, and especially wildlife photography, you start to notice things and appreciate things that you normally just didn't before. Like if I was just hiking around and I saw those flowers with the bees, I'd kind of just be like, oh look, pretty flowers. And the fact that I stopped for like an hour and spent time just really engaging with the environment and the situation and watching the flowers and the bees on them, you see all the colors and start to appreciate the different lighting and just nature in general. And I know it sounds super hippie-ish and whatever. I think it's cool. I really enjoyed it, and it's kind of just a relaxing experience, almost therapeutic, to just kind of sit and appreciate nature. A little bit ago, I had a guy reach out to me. His name was David Lay. He's a prominent sports photographer, owner of Mech Sports, and he shoots the Olympics. He's shot many Olympic Games and the World Cup. But he sent me his book. I'll try to put a link in the description if you guys want to check it out. But it was really inspiring to kind of look through and see his journey in photography and how he's evolved and all the amazing things he's been able to accomplish. And as I'm trying to like get into other types of photography too, it was kind of inspiring. But it kind of got me thinking more and more. It's like, what is the point of photography? And I think that's kind of a subjective question, but it's a personal answer to everybody. But for me, I think it just boils down to a really simple concept. It's just about the experience and the process of doing it and what you get to be involved in. The end product's nice, but it's really more about just this experience of being out here. That's what wildlife photography is for me, is just engaging with nature and being able to capture it, but it's capturing the feeling and the emotion of being out here and just the wonder of nature. Maybe you have a different idea, but for me, that's what it's all about. In typical British fashion, the clouds have rolled in and the weather's rolling in, so not as much light as we had before, but it's still enjoyable being out here, right? It's not about always getting the shots and trying to get something that's going to be an award-winning photo. It's about the process, and it's more about enjoying the process. And when you get those photos, it's not like, I think people get so tied up nowadays with social media and like posting stuff and being like, man, I got so many likes, and like they see stuff and they get so discouraged because they see all these guys on Instagram or wherever posting stuff and they're like hundreds of thousands of likes, and they're like, oh, I'll never be able to get stuff like that. And then they do get stuff that they think they're proud of, and they put it on social media and it doesn't get much attention or traction. It's discouraging, and they lose interest in photography. My biggest advice for people getting into photography, or those that have been in photography for a while, is not to get all tied up in the noise of social media. And I don't even know like this AI stuff that's coming out. It's not about getting attention. It's not about validation. Like if you shift your focus more towards the enjoyment of the process and being out and just engaging with your subject, whether it's nature, it's sports photography, it's portraiture, whatever you want to do, it's about the process. It's about engaging with the environment and learning and getting exposure to new things, and it helps you grow as a person and get different perspective on life. I've been kind of playing around with street photography a little bit. I got sucked into, I should say sucked into. I have a problem with gear. Everybody does, but I've been looking at the Ricoh GR4, and I found a used one. If you haven't seen them, they're really cool cameras. They're just like little small APS-C cameras, mainly used for street photography, but I kind of got it as like a daily carry, just shoot whatever, family, travel. And I started taking out doing street photography, looking a little more into it. And there's this concept in street photography about hunting or fishing. And as a hunter, it sounds like a kind of predatory term, I don't like that, but as you're out, like you're walking the streets and looking for cool things, incidents, things to pop up that are unique to photograph. And then as a fisher, you're sitting with like a good scene with good lighting or some unique situation, and you're waiting for the right thing to happen in that scene. And all those concepts kind of apply to wildlife photography. And there's different times that each approach is beneficial. And I like to do photography as like an exercise, to walk around and kind of get different shots. But there's a lot of good times when you find something, you see something, it's like really good lighting, kind of like those flowers earlier. They were backlit, had some really nice like a scene that was going on, and I just sat there for a while waiting for stuff to happen that would make for a good photo or good footage. And sometimes in wildlife photography, you run into those situations where you just see something like, man, if a bird landed on this perch, you know, and this lighting is amazing, it would just be a beautiful shot. Sometimes it's worth just sitting and waiting for the right situation to develop. A lot of people get too impatient. It's just like, oh, there's nothing going on. Oh, there's nothing out. And part of doing wildlife photography is not just being patient and finding the right moment. Just like, you got to learn to see and predict what's going to happen. Oh yeah, helicopters, I got a farm over there, wind noise, clouds moving in. Not the right time to film, but it's a good day. I really had no intention of filming anything today. It's just like ran across those flowers and had a bunch of thoughts, and I was like, I thought I'd share. Not something I normally do. It's kind of turned into like a vloggy style wildlife walk. I don't know. If you guys enjoy this, if it's something you're interested in, I'll do more of it. It's just, a lot of times when I'm walking around out here, you have all these deep thoughts and kind of own therapeutic walk. And I thought I'd share some of it. Maybe some people would find it interesting, but appreciate everyone that has been around and supported this. It's been kind of fun to do YouTube and try something different. It's been challenging and getting over a lot of personal barriers and fears of, you know, being in front of a camera. I'm not somebody that's a big people person. I kind of like to keep to myself. So it's been something that's a challenge for me, but I do enjoy doing it. It's kind of opened up some opportunities for me. And like the ITV episode that came up, they reached out, they saw the footage on YouTube and was like, hey, can we borrow this for an episode? And I just thought it was really cool. It's something that never would have happened if I hadn't kind of stepped out of my comfort zone and tried to do something different and, you know, put myself out there and get on YouTube and kind of show what I've been doing. So maybe it's just a, I don't know, motivation for somebody. If you're thinking about doing something, try it. You never know what opportunities are going to come up. I don't know what it is about ferns, but they have this always like fairy tale-esque quality to me when you're out in the forest. They're kind of just like, I don't know, whimsical. I don't know if I should do vlogs. I have a lot of random thoughts. Maybe I'm oversharing. I don't know if you can tell, but the wind and the weather is really starting to move in. So thank you for joining me on my morning TED Talk wildlife walk. See ya.